Good day everyone, I'm Judith D. Poliarca from BSH1B, one of the reporters of Group 11. Today class, we're going to discuss into a topic that affects us all, so which is about care for Earth. In this lesson class, we are exploring what is the importance of nurturing the Earth, what is the actions of humans that harming our environment, and the consequences of that actions, and further, what we can do as an individuals and as part of a society to save our Mother Earth. As part of our introductions, our planet is incredibly gifted with resources that allows humans to survive. All that we need in order to live are gifts from Earth. The air, food, water, homes, and other resources we use. We all know, class, that our planet Earth is full of resources. So like, yamang lupa, yamang dagat, yamang gubat, and yamang mineral. And all of that resources are we use it in order to live. And that's our gifts to us from Earth. So we need to take care of it. But instead of nurturing the planet, alagaan yung mga resources na yon, human have damaged the Earth abilities to sustain life. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng problema sa pangkapaligiran, it because of us, dahil sa kagagawa ng tao. Threaten the destruction of Earth's life support system. So ito na yung nagbabanta na maaaring pagkawasak ng ating planetang Earth. Environmental concerns. Ito na yung mga problemang pangkapaligiran na kinakaharap ng mundo na nagbabanta sa maaring pagkasira ng ating kalikasan. Isa na nga dito ang air pollution, yung maduming hangin. Of course, when the air contains gases, fumes, dust, or other in a dangerous amounts. So you know what, class? The primary source of these problems are due to the process of burning fossil fuels like gas, oil, and coal that release harmful chemical, and even the smoke from vehicles, factories, burning plastic, and even the use of old refrigerator and aircons, and all of these are released harmful gases that affects our health, our environment also. So, lalong-lalo na nakaka-apekto ito ng malala sa ating ozone layer. Nakakapagpanipis ito ng ating ozone layer, and in turns, nagkakaroon na tayo ng climate change. So, paano natin to mapiprevent? We can walk or use our bike kung hindi naman masyadong malayo yung pupunta natin, and also, iwasan natin yung pagsusunog ng basura, lalong-lalo yung pagsusunog ng plastic, and also iwasan din natin yung paggamit na ng mga lumang aircon and refrigerator kasi nga mayroon yung nagre-release iyon ng chemicals na sobrang nakaka-apekto sa ating ozone layer. So in that way, nakakatulong tayo para mabawasan yung air pollution. Next, water pollution is the contaminations of water with harmful chemicals or other foreign substances. Ito yung pagiging madumi ng tubig. It because of the negligence of people kung saan-saan tayo tumatapon ng basura. In return, nagiging polluted na yung surroundings natin. Nagiging polluted na yung karagatan, yung sapa, at nagiging sanhi ito ng pagkawala at pagkaubos ng mga species or naninirahan sa karagatan dahil nga polluted na at wala nang ma-absorb na malinis na tubig yung isda at makain na malinis. And even people can die from it. So how we can prevent and ano yung maitutulong natin to prevent this problem? Una, discipline ourselves. Huwag tayong magtapon ng basura kung saan-saan. And kung maaari, gawin natin yung reuse, reduce, recycle, and repair para mabawasan yung pollution. According to World Health Organization nga, class, there are 3 million people worldwide are killed by outdoor and air pollution on a yearly basis, and another 1.6 billion by indoor pollution. Kung mapapansin ninyo, class, bakit mas mataas yung namatay na katao dito sa indoor pollution kumpara dito sa air pollution? So according to my research nga, class, and nalaman ko na 10 times pala kalala itong indoor pollution na to. Yung mga pollutants sa loob ng ating bahay, like usok ng sigarilyo, mga chemicals na mga panlinis, and etc. So yung pollutants na to is natatrap and hindi siya nakakalabas sa bahay, and ibig sabihin we are exposed by it for a longer period. And dahil nga yung may mga tao nga na may mga sakit, pwedeng matrigger iyon at magkausa ng kanilang pagkamatay. While water pollution naman, there are caused the death of 15 million children under 5 every year, while vector-borne disease such as malaria kill another 1.5 to 2.7 million. Ito nga ang sakit na malaria na ito, ang kadalasan nitong tinatamaan yung mga bata kasi mahina yung resistensya. Kasi yung malaria is nakukuha natin ito doon sa pagkagat ng mosquito, so which is mabakterya. And nagkakos talaga siya ng pagkamatay. And para to prevent this malaria, kailangan natin maglinis. Linisin yung bahay and huwag hahayaan na madumi kasi tinitirhan yun ng mga mosquito. Deforestation. Isa nga din ito sa problemang kinakaharap ng ating kapaligiran na nagbabanta sa maaaring pagkasira ng kagubatan, pagkawala ng mga puno, pagkamatay ng mga animals na naninirahan doon sa kagubatan. So, it is responsible for the deterioration of water quality and supply. So, pag nawala yung kagubatan, pag nawala yung mga puno, is wala nang magre-release ng malinis na tubig. Dahil sila yung nag-absorb ng maduming tubig at nagre-release ng malinis na tubig. And devastating floods. So, kung natatandaan ninyo dito sa Camarines, yung bagyong Kristen, diba? Yung Naga is binaha talaga ng sobra. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, kulang kasi yung mga puno roon at walang nag-absorb ng mga tubig at tumataas ng tataas yung tubig. Air pollution. So, air pollution, pag wala ng mga puno, dahil yung mga puno is tumutulong na mag-absorb ng mga chemicals like carbon dioxide and nire-release nila yun at nagre-release sila ng oxygen, malinis na hangin. Global warming, as I said nga, wala ng mga puno and wala nang mag-absorb ng mga chemicals, it will direct into our ozone layer. And magninipis ang ozone layer natin, it because of the harmful gases. And it turns into a global warming. Soil erosion. Dahil nga wala ng mga puno, pag nagkakaroon ng kalamidad, matinding pag-ulan, and yung mga area na walang mga puno is nagkakaroon ng landslide kasi nga wala nang nag-hold and wala nang mga roots na mag-hold ng lupa and wala nang nagpapatatag. And resource shortage. And may mga halaman sa kagubatan, may mga puno na pinagkukunan or resources ng pinagkukunan ng gamot at ginagawang gamot. So, as you can see, wala nang mga puno, ayan, pinutol na. Wala nang mga puno yung nasa gitna ng kagubatan. Desertification. So, when it comes to desertification, ito yung pagkasira ng lupa. So, ito din yung kinakaharap ng ang buong bansa at maging ng ating bansa. Lalong-lalo na sa agriculture natin, dito sa Pilipinas and parts of southern and northern Luzon, tagtuyo na talaga yung lupa at hindi na mataniman. Pretends to the gradual loss of soil productivity. So, ito yung pagkawala ng kakayahan ng lupa na magbigay ng sustansya at magpalago ng halaman. So, syempre, hindi na mabubuhay yung halaman. It because daw due to the human activity. So, dahil pa sa mga tao, sa mga ginagawa ng tao like pagpuputol ng mga puno, and climatic events like droughts, yung pag-ulan, and yung pagbaha. And yun, lahat yun is nakakasira ng lupa. So, in 1990, roughly 6 million hectares are lost. So, 6 million hectares na lupa na hindi na mataniman dahil tagtuyo na. And wala nang kakayahan yung lupa na magpalago ng halaman at mabuhayan ng mga halaman. Annually generating an income loss of USD 42 billion. So, as we can prevent those mentioned na mga problema na kinakaharap natin, And if we are alert, we can make an action.
My name is Edith B. Purisima, one of the reporter of Group 11. Impact of military on the environment. Gulf War of 1991, 65 million barrels of spilled oil which killed thousands of marine birds and speeded through water sources. Nagasaki and Hiroshima still reeling from the radiation effects of the atomic bombs dropped by the US in 1945. International Peace Bureau (IPB) in Geneva, 2002, landmines and unexploded remnants of war like cluster bombs had caused agricultural degradation in many parts of the world. IPB also reported that Vietnam lost over 80% of its original forest cover from the Vietnam Wars. The development of military industry and the testing of weaponry have produced hazardous waste in scandalous amounts. Reported that military activities involve the use of fuels, explosive solvent, and another toxic substance which, when improperly handled, can seep into the environment. So, sa madaling sabi, ang military activity ay isa sa may pinakamalaking ambag sa damage ng environment dahil sa mga aktibidad nila na gumagamit ng mga mapaminsalang bagay tulad ng mga chemical na nagdudulot ng air and water pollution at mga bomba na nakakasira sa ating kapaligiran. The Borland Report of 1987, it proposed that environmental stress is both cause and effect of conflict will increase as sources become scarcer. It also possesses that armed conflicts create obstacles to sustained development. Ang Borland ay naglalayon na matugunan ang pangangailangan ng kasalukuyan na hindi isinasakripisyo ang kakayahan ng future generation na matugunan ang kanilang mga pangangailangan. Example kaini ay dapat daita tiga-abuso ang resources na nakukuata sa environment para ang masunod na generation ay may mapakinabangan pa man sinda. Caring for the commons. As our planet becomes increasingly endangered, the well-being and security of humans become inferior. Our survival on this planet therefore makes cooperation imperative. Law of the sea defines the rights and responsibility of nations and their use of the word oceans. Ginawa ang Law of the Sea para maprotektahan ang kalikasan at mga likas na yaman at pagtukoy sa mga hangganan ng bansa sa dagat at nagbibigay ng malinaw na alituntunin sa paggamit ng mga karagatan para sa ganon hindi masira ang ating mga karagatan. Kyoto Protocols was assigned in 1987, generating commitment from greenhouse gases emerged to cut emission by 2010. The Kyoto Protocols by 180 countries send the message that cooperation to save planet is possible. Isa itong international na kasunduan na naglalayong mabawasan ang pagtaas ng emission ng greenhouse gases na nagreresulta ng pagbabago ng klima. Kaya nagkakaiwa kitang climate change dahil sa mga greenhouse gases. 7 environmental principle from a paper prepared by Donna Reyes Mariam. Nature knows best. Nature knows best. Ano man ang ginagawa natin na nakakasira sa kalikasan ay nagkakaroon ng masamang epekto sa kapaligiran, kaya dapat natin iwasan gumamit ng mga kemikal. All forms of life are important. Nature knows best. Any description, no, nature knows best. Any description of the nature process cycles would have determinal effects on the environment. We should stay as close as possible to nature products and process. So, ibig sabihin, ano man ang ginagawa natin na nakakasira sa kalikasan ay nagkakaroon ng masamang epekto sa kapaligiran, kaya dapat natin iwasan gumamit ng mga chemical. All forms of life are important. The variety of life forms contribute to the stability of the ecosystem. To maintain ecological balance, the conservation of species and ecosystems is essential to keep life together. Ang lahat ng buhay dito sa mundo ay may kanya-kanyang ambag para mapanatili ang balanse sa ating ecosystem. Everything changes in the biophysical world occur naturally, but human induced alterations such as climate change may have harmful repercussions. Human-induced change should be managed so that negative impact are minimized. Ang mga pagbabago sa biophysical ng mundo ay natural na nangyayari, pero ang mga pagbabago na gawa nating mga tao ay nagdudulot ng masamang epekto tulad ng climate change. Everything must go somewhere. Byproducts of consumption go back to the environment. Non-biodegradable items should be reduced, segregated, reduced, or recycled so that they do not pollute land and water habitats. So, ang mga non-biodegradable na mga bagay ay dapat mabawasan, i-segregate, i-reuse o i-recycle para hindi sila makapagdulot ng polusyon sa lupa at tubig. Ours is defined earth. Everything we need is provided for by nature in abundance, but some of these resources are extracted excessively and are slow to replace. We should buy and consume only what we need. Ang lahat ng ating kailangan ay nakukuha natin sa kalikasan ng libre, pero inaabuso natin ito, hindi natin pinapalitan or kaya matagal bago mapalitan. Kaya dapat tayong bumili at kumonsumo lamang ng mga ating kinakailangan. Nature is beautiful and we are stepwards of God's creation. Humans are not owners but caretakers of God's creations. Hindi natin pag-aari ang mundo, kundi regalo lamang sa atin ito na dapat natin pangalagaan.